Hello everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to our broadcast today. Like you guys already know, we have a special guest in the house today. We don't want to make anybody miss anything, so please just go ahead and invite your friends, invite everybody because today is going to be an explosive one. Please help me as I welcome today to my show someone who I consider to be my leader, my mentor, uh, uh, a hero of our time, and one of the gifts to our own our own uh, what what am I'm looking for the right word now, to our own generation. I'm talking about one of the most respected social activists in Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, Omoyele Sowore. Mr. Omoyele Sowore, you're welcome to our program today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chidi. I'm still listening and I'm looking around and saying, talking about.
Hey, well, I that was the official introduction, ladies and gentlemen. As far as I'm concerned, this is Baba Show, so let's just all relax. Today, we're about to talk to Show himself.
Yeah, let's just chill. Let's chill and talk.
Okay, killing time. All right, guys. Today it's all about you. The number on the screen, the number is on the screen. I don't want to start setting you guys up. I never sent any questions to Omoyele Sowore because I wanted this to be about you calling in. Yes, I'm gonna ask one or two questions, but like I promised you, we already took so much time. The lines are open right now. You can call and ask your questions. Today is about you calling in to ask any question. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. Yes, I may tell you that nothing is censored, but I expect that you'll be civil. If you're not civil, for sure I'm gonna cut you off. But the number is not showing. Okay, but put the number in the chat room for them, please. The number to call is +1 647 989 2837. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. The first caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, everybody can hear you, including Omoyele Sowore.
Great. My name is Dapo Bodunde, and I live in Ottawa.
Okay, Ottawa, Canada, yeah?
Yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Shawari when he came to visit before the elections, and we had it was at the ceremony of.
We have a lot of people on the line. Sorry, just go straight to your
Okay.
question. Yes,
Anyway,
please.
so I just got two questions. I think the End SARS movement is a good thing, but I think the next step is to develop political power. And I think we need grassroots education, mobilization, and financial resources. So the question I have is there an agreement? Is there like a discourse between the youths of the southeast and west and the north? Are they all on the same page? Because you see things on YouTube and you wonder if there's like a disagreement between the north and the south and the east and the west. So if is there a way to merge all the groups, because we need all the youths to come together to become a force.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, fantastic. This is a good question. As I'm speaking, we have representation in Kano, we have in Jigawa, we have in Plateau, we have in Benue, we have in Taraba. That's in the north. I don't even want to go down south. The south is, as you know, is blue. This is our color of love. Or it's orange, right? According to Dr. Chidi. So, and, we were doing a search on our donation box last 2018 and 2019. And we found out that a significant number of donors actually came from the southeast for the Showore presidential campaign. You can't believe this. So while people are there trying to create division between us, you have all these Southeasterners who believe in the project even more than where I come from, and they're not just talking the talk, they put in their money, and they're not asking you to bow to them or come and. They didn't ask me to come to any palace to prostrate for any traditional rulers. The eastern part of Nigeria is an interesting place. It's the only part I visited that no traditional ruler wanted me to prostrate, you know, because that's not the culture. And when the elections were over, the only place where I was given red carpet reception to speak with students was at University of Nigeria, Nsukka. You saw it before I was arrested, and people were waiting for me at the airport with Ogini music, which, Chidi knows this. I love that kind of music a lot. So we're widely accepted. Well, we have to start the fundraising, the strategies early for whatever 20 we want to go for. I don't want to predict which year we are running elections because it looks like for a lot of Nigerians, 2023 is too far. So who knows? We might be having early elections, and I don't predict anything. And I'm not here to start fundraising. Please, I'm not. I'm not going to fundraise except we're ready for the next stages. A lot of people who are supporting the movement now are supporting it purely on revolutionary basis, like to support people who are protesting, providing us with berets, t-shirts, and that kind of support we're getting. But it's not advertised because I also hate a situation where people come around and say, "Oh, this is all about money." We're not about money. We're about ideas. We're about character, and we're about the future.
All
So this question is really good, considering how we're receiving reports and support from across the nation. One last thing I'll say, Dr. Chidi, is like, the division that you see created in Nigeria is for the elites. When they tell you, oh, Hausa person is bad, I mean, to this, not during the election, I think we had the highest percentage of poor people, deliberately deprived people. When this COVID-19 crisis started, the COVID palliative break-ins, as they call it, or take, as we call it, where did it happen most? In the north. Jos had the highest percentage of people converging on a warehouse. And at that point, hunger had no religion. Christians and Muslims came together to take what belongs to them.
That's right. Sorry, sir. What we're gonna
My
do
point.
now is I'm gonna take calls. Okay, I'm gonna take like 5 questions straight,
Because
and then we will
I
answer
also
them.
tried.
Yeah, please. Okay. So now, guys, when you call, just go straight to the question so that we can answer as many questions as possible. All right. Go ahead, sir. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go straight to your question. You have 30 seconds. Thank you.
All right, my name is Patrick, and too much respect for you, Chidi.
Thank you.
I respect to Showore too. My question is really, how is Showore's health? Because he's been on the street for so long, and we know many folk are off one side street there. So how is the health? Like, how is his health right now? Like,
All right. Thank you
yeah,
so much. Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
man.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take 4 more calls. 4 more calls. Go ahead and call right now. No WhatsApp calls because WhatsApp, the other main calls will cut you off. So just call on a direct line. You can spend 30 seconds and you have asked your question. Please, the WhatsApp calls.
Based on,
Okay, I'll
is
just
it
take this
possible to put
WhatsApp
it
call. If you can do it in 10 seconds, go ahead. Tell us your name
Okay,
and where you're calling from.
hello Shidi, my name is Sakwe, I'm calling from Denmark.
Okay, question.
I want I want to talk to my president, Omoyele Sowore. I wanted to ask him. Now the
You see, they've cut you off. Sorry, I'm going to take this call on the main line. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Oh no, hold on, please. Okay, go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you very much. You're speaking with Johnny from UK.
Okay.
Please, I just want to ask Omoyele Sowore if there is any chance that he can probably work with Seun, because I do understand he's trying to form a political party. Actually, AAC would be a better option to kind of adopt. I don't know if it does make sense, because I'm a member of AAC as well. Please, that's my question.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much. Okay, we are going to take two more questions and we'll go back to Omoyele Sowore. So go ahead, call when. Okay. Yes, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and straight to your question.
I'm calling from Denmark.
Okay.
I want to ask Sowore, what's the next step for now?
Okay, thank you. What's the next step for now? Thank you very much. Okay, go on. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
Hello.
Madam, switch us off and then ask your question. Switch us off on the TV or radio, whatever.
Hello, good morning. My name is Fola. I'm calling from Toronto.
Go ahead, Fowler.
Hi, good morning. My question to Mr. Sowore, first of all, I want to appreciate all that you're doing. May the Lord continue to uphold you.
Amen.
My question is, people have been saying that the youth do not seem to have any laid out plans for leadership. Do you think the youth of Nigeria have a laid down plan for leadership?
Okay.
If we say, okay, let these old guys go, who is the leader for the youth? We have so many factions.
Okay.
God bless you, Mr. Sowore.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay. Mr. President, you want to take
One more. So you
one
said
more.
five.
Okay, one more question because we caught the other guy. So one more caller. If you can just squeeze in your question, the lines are open. +1 647 989 2837. We'll just take one more caller for this segment, and we will go on. One more caller. I know we said that was the last, but one more call can be squeezed in. One more question, and we will go to the answers. Okay, we have a caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Chidi. It's Nelly calling from Italy.
Okay.
My question goes to my president, Mr. Sowore.
Okay.
So we want to know, to tell us about your own court case. You didn't understand about the more case anymore. It's in Abuja for nothing. So sitting in Abuja for what reason? So, and what is the next step for us to take?
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the questions, Dr. Chidi. I have 5 questions here. First question is, what's Sowore's health? Let me define health: mental, spiritual, and physical. Physically, I'm strong. Mentally strong. Spiritually, very strong as well. So, but I would say that it's very difficult to be healthy under the circumstances that we find ourselves in Nigeria. There must be something that disturbs you. Sometimes you listen to news, you watch news, and you just want to throw up. That's not healthy, right? Sometimes you lose appetite for food because you can't believe that this is what your country is doing to you and doing to other people. That's not healthy. Well, in terms of my physical health, I try to maintain a healthy balance, between diet and physical exercise. You guys know I do a lot of running. It's dangerous these days because they have been training me a lot. So I try to just limit myself to whatever I can exercise, and I make sure that I keep cardiovascular health and shit. That's one. Second, any chance if with Seun, I imagine that they're talking about Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti and us are partners, friends. I don't even need to tell you that. So I think we're on the same plane. And Seun hasn't told me that he has a political party. So I cannot second his planning. But even if that is the case, I'm sure we'll have a common ground because we talk on a regular basis. Third question, next step for now. Answer simple. I get back on the streets, And I don't need to explain that to you because the diaspora is doing a great job as I'm speaking with you, I think people are in Vienna today. I'm hearing about more protests in Canada, in the UK. I think UK has been protesting for 2 weeks non-stop. Different parts of London, Woolwich today with protests. Every part of UK. Ireland is the same, Scotland is the same. So I just got videos from Japan today, Spain. I got some videos from Spain, Italy. So we have to get back on the speed because these people are on the verge of running away. If only we can persevere. Uh, they say youth don't have laid plans. Not true. If you want to consider youth young, well, I don't consider myself a youth. I'm going to be 50 next year, and I'm sure Chidi, with all his gray beard, is not as young as you guys think. But the truth is that we are youthful. We considering what Nigerian leadership is, we are youth because we have the age of most of the people who are in government today. Most of us. But what young people have plans. If you look at our manifesto in 2018, 2019, we cannot claim that we don't have it. We have some of the best plans. Our plans were so good, the the ruling government started stealing our plans. Even some of them that they condemned that wasn't good. They stole our minimum wage plans, even though they can't implement, they don't have the mental and intellectual capacity to do it. They stole our ideas for education, roads, every idea we gave, they appropriated it to themselves, including our position on June 12th, making June 12th a public holiday and calling it Democracy Day. All this thing is in the public domain. So you can't claim that youths don't have a plan. Yes, they may be that they're looking for right now young people who conform with their ideas. Those are the kind of people they want to. But the real young people who want a different country, they are available in large numbers, but they are not interested in having meetings with Dangote and Central Bank. They're interested in reclaiming their country. It's as simple as that. Last number, I say you want to know about my court case. My next court date is December 10th and 11th, 2020. They tried to revoke my bail. It didn't work. We went to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal did not rule on our substantive application. They ruled on a technicality that my partner, with whom I sued the federal government, did not sign the page on the document for our appeal. But it was impossible for him to have signed because he was restricted to Osun State and couldn't travel to Abuja to file the appeal. So we refiled the appeal as of yesterday. So those are my answers to the 5 questions.
All right, thank you. I'll go straight to the next caller and we'll take the next set of questions. Caller on the line, hold on, I'm going to come to you. Actually, we lost him. So go ahead, guys, call and we'll take it sharp. 5 more questions for Omoyele Sowore and he will do justice to those 5 questions. Remember, the number to call is +1 647 989 2837. And if you call, please just introduce yourself, where you're calling from, and go straight to the question. That's the only way we can get through tons and tons of questions that you guys are willing to ask today. And remember, you can ask anything. All we ask is that you are civil, because if you're not civil, we will help you to put a stop to your question. All right, I'm actually calling this person back because they kept calling in. Okay, we lost them. I know there's a delay from when I talk to when you receive this call, but go ahead and call once you hear me. All right, Shirel from US, just go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so I have kind of a statement and a question at the same time, because as I'm listening to the programs and I hear the youth talking about not having strategies, what's their next step, and things of that nature. And one thing that I would say about oppression in terms of just being an African American is that we know that our people have been oppressed for a long time, so it's not new.
Shirel, so, please, can you just ask him the first question, because we have tons of people waiting. Just ask him the question direct. Sorry.
How are you encouraging youth to be creative in their approach in protesting.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So the question is, are you encouraging youths to be creative in their approach to protesting? We're going to take four more questions. Keep the calls coming. Please don't give up. If you call when someone is talking and we don't pick your call, just go ahead and keep calling, and we'll pick your call. Yes. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Uh, Good evening. My name is Ali from Spain.
Okay.
So I just want to go straight forward to the question.
Yeah.
I want to ask my president what he's doing to get us also raised in every state.
Okay.
So that the way they can work together for this excavation history. Because we in diaspora we are going to work a lot.
All
So we
right.
have to get all the soul raised in every state. So what is it doing towards that?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, the next caller dropped. We will have three more calls and we will go back to Omoyele Sowore. So go ahead and keep those calls coming. I know like four of you were trying to get through and they cut. Just keep dialing and we will pick your call. Okay, go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Um, hold on.
I'm Dominic calling from Kaduna State, Zaria local government.
Okay.
I just want to go straight to my question. The question is straight to Shower. Does he think Buhari, like here, over here, there's no SARS actually. So when the protest started here, people just have to join and point out different stuff that has been disturbing the north. Stuff like kidnapping, rape, and all that. So I'm trying to ask, is there a legal way that we could stop this bad governance? Like talking about impeachment, there's some, can we think protest is peaceable? Like aside doing the protest, can we say going through impeachment can work in this country?
All right. Thank you so much. We'll take two more calls and we'll go back to Omoyele Sowore. I know Lucky Idiale from Maryland. I wish you could call again. Sorry, we can't take WhatsApp calls because it will be cut off. I'm gonna try to call this person directly because they are a regular to this show. I hope they can pick. But keep the calls coming. Hello, Lucky from Maryland. Lucky, go ahead. Tell us your say your question. Sorry, ask your question.
My name is Lucky. I'm calling from Maryland, US. So my question is, why can't we just rather than focusing on protesting alone, why can't we plan on taking this guy to the International Court of Justice? Because this guy has killed a lot of Nigerians. Remember the Shiite, they killed a large number. And this man is ready to kill a lot of people before he leaves power. So rather than just protesting, hello?
You're on. We're hearing you. He's hearing you too.
Yeah, so let's just, we can take Buhari and the Chief of Army Staff to the International Court of Justice. Maybe that might be the best solution for him.
All right. Thank you very much, Lucky.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question.
Yeah, hello. My name is Shola. I'm calling from Chicago. I just want to thank you guys. You guys are doing a great job. And especially, Sowore opens people's eye to realize that they can actually come out and protest. So kudos to Sowore and the movement altogether. So one thing I also want to emphasize is protest has been coming out. It has been the same model. You come out, you protest. Police harass people. They take them to station. Sowore mobilize. They bail them out. It has been the same cycle. Can we just have a new innovative approach to protest?
Okay.
There
All
are so
right.
many ways to protest apart from just the same model.
Okay. Thank you so
So
much.
that's my question to Joel.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have 5 questions now.
Yes, doctor. The last, the first two questions in this category I didn't get. I was going to complain. I couldn't. The lady called. I don't know if you recall what she said. The questions I have are number three: if there's no source, no SARS in the non-bad governance, is impeachment possible? Maybe you can recall the last two questions. We can let them call back.
Okay,
Yes,
please, guys.
impeachment is.
Let's take. Okay, so let's take these other calls. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question, please.
Okay, my name is Solomon, calling from Malaysia.
Go ahead. Your question.
Yeah, I want to ask the way forward from Mr. Sowore. You should just explain to us what the youth can do.
Okay. All
All
right.
we need to be doing now is the way forward. What is the way forward? These
Okay.
people are ready to be in power for life. If we don't strategize very well and organize ourselves.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you very much. Now, the first two callers in this segment, if you can call back so that we can take your questions. You know, it wasn't very clear your question, but we will take one more to just replace those questions. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question.
Hello, Chidi. My name is Rich. I'm calling from Malaysia.
Okay.
So just a quick one. I just want to digress a little bit from the main cross
No,
of
we
the
need to
matter.
just there's too many people calling. If you can just go straight
Okay,
to the
good, okay,
question.
good, okay, good, okay, good. Let me just go quickly to this. I just want to point out the ongoing terrorist attack now in the system. Because look at that tanker explosion at Oba in Lagos. Look at tanker explosion at Oshodi. Look at tanker explosion this morning in front of the governor's office in Ogun State. Look at the children that were killed in Enugu, 52 of them, by a trailer driven by a Fulani man, and the man ran into the bush. This is, you have to highlight it. Where we have been talking about 2023 youth empowerment, let us examine all this that are ongoing now.
Okay.
All these terrorist agenda or the Fulani Janjaweed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay. So I think we can take this 5 now.
So I'll start from number three, which is that someone says there's no SARS in the north. It's very interesting. When the end SARS movement started, governors in the north actually got together and said they are in support of SARS, including Plateau, Benue governors. But they realized very quickly that SARS was beyond just end SARS. And by the time they were hit by the tsunami of palliative hunters or treasure hunters, they understood that SARS was just an outlet for pent-up anger. As I'm speaking with you, the Plateau State government is trying over 375 people they claimed were looters. But there's no single person been arrested or tried for looting the treasury of Plateau State. The governor of Plateau State said over 75 billion naira has been lost to the riots. But the governor did not spend up to 5 billion naira to make available palliatives for the people of Plateau State. These guys are just criminals. And we're asking if we can end bad governance, if impeachment is possible. Impeachment is possible, but you have to fight your rubber stamp assembly, National Assembly members, that's the House of Reps and Senate. I doubt that those guys are willing to do any impeachment. Even as these things are raging on, I've not heard more than one or two senators, Abaribe from Abia State and one woman, talk about uh, uh, NSAS. The rest of them are busy mourning and paying solidarity visit to their godfathers in Lagos. So impeachment is possible, but I doubt that you can impeach Buhari. I doubt with this, not with this national. This National Assembly is useless. The operating word for them is USELESS, useless. You're wasting your time. There's no way. These guys are just a bunch of hustlers who are there to do business. And if they try to impeach Buhari, just know that they want to make money. ICC called for Nigerian leaders as International Criminal Court. I completely support it. In fact, we need people who are in Holland. Holland. If you are there in Holland, that's Netherlands, we need you guys to protest at The Hague against. We should all storm the ICC to say, look, you need to send your investigators and prosecutors down to Nigeria to come and start looking into the atrocities committed by these Nigerian leaders, including Buhari. There's no reason why Buhari should not end up in the ICC and spend the rest of his life there. Uh, Buhari has committed so many atrocities against the Shiites. This is mass killing, genocide. What he's done to the IPOB members, all of you know it. What he's done in Niger Delta in the name of all kinds of Operation Crocodile Smile, Python dance, and all those idiotic and inhuman operations that were just designed to violate human rights. Yes, I completely support it, and I hope that we have to carry over by engaging in protests, because when you protest, ICC will pay attention to you. A new approach to protest, I think protest has already taken different dimensions, which is physical, digital, and also spiritual. When I keep saying spiritual, people would think that maybe Shawara wants to start a church, but I think it's not that way. I'm saying like the kind of resilience I saw in these last few weeks shows to me that there's more to this protest than meets the eye. It's like something is controlling the protest movement, and nobody could stop it. But this is what we have always said. Physical aspect of
They're saying your voice is a bit low.
is my
Yeah.
is it muffled?
No,
Is it
yeah.
muffled?
No, it was a bit
Can you hear me
low.
loud and clear now?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So protest is there's nothing that has ever replaced protest in the history of mankind. Peaceful protest, from time immemorial. Every revolution that's happened in the world started with a protest, and it led to an uprising, and then it became a revolution. So I'm a big supporter of protest. But the advantage you have is that you cannot protest even without leaving your house. One of the problems we have faced with a lot of our supporters or people who are uh, with us is that most of you are not there championing this where it matters. A lot of you are not on Twitter. Social media influencers in Nigeria are using Twitter to tell stories and narratives, but a lot of our people are Facebook based and Instagram based. You need to be on Twitter, where the amount of volume you put into a conversation leads to a trending topic. If you don't find a topic trend on Facebook, they don't trend on Instagram, but they trend on Twitter, and people pay attention. The big media companies across the world, governments, international agencies or international agencies pay attention to this, and Twitter is a place to be. We plead with you, create a Twitter account, let your voice be heard, and before you know it, on our side, I know of at least 5,000 people on Revolution outside, AAC, Take It Back, who are active, but they're mostly on Facebook, and sometimes they get carried away. They don't do what they should be doing, and that's let other people have a leeway over us. So get on Twitter. Just make sure that you are represented on the full spectrum of the social media networks that shape these conversations. Way forward, what youth can do, youth can do one major thing. The youth must get back on the streets. They must keep their street credibility by ensuring that there's nothing that scares Nigerian dictators more than people being on the street and refusing to leave even when you're shooting at them. That scares them because they have just 1 million soldiers, police, and Air Force, DSS combined together. And there are 22 million young people who have nothing to do. If all of us come out, nobody can wait. So the social, political, and economic changes we need are essential if only we all stand up. And we stand up everywhere. I mean, I can't tell you enough how proud I am of the diaspora community. I've not heard of a place where there are Nigerians, including a place as conservative as Japan. They've stormed the embassies, stormed the consulates. We don't have consulate. They've reached out to the US, I mean, the UN agencies. And this is what you need, because when all of this is done, diaspora can never be taken for granted. For example, I like to see, it's not like I like to see, we must have diaspora voting in the next election. I'm not telling you a date. I don't know the date of the next election. It's not up to them, it's up to us. But we must ensure that the diaspora votes in the next election because you send all the money, you send your passion, emotions down home, you call every day, you check on your people. But when it comes to voting, charlatans don't let you vote. They rig the elections and they impose characters that are not even fit to work in a fast food restaurant on you. I'm not in any way denigrating people who work in fast food restaurants. So don't get me wrong. Last question is the strange things that are happening around the country, which somebody mentioned. I think let's investigate that. One of the things that I don't do is to jump on just what people say because we may get it wrong sometimes. Somebody might say that, for example, when this whole NSAS thing happened, there was a narrative out there that it was Igbos, IPOP guys that went to carry the staff of office of the Oba of Lagos. It was that rumor. They started pushing it. The Igbos in Lagos and went and carried the stuff. And you know they were trying to divide and create crisis. They want to turn the Yorubas against Yoruba. But if you got the video of the people who were inside the Oba's swimming pool, they were speaking Yoruba. There's no way an Igbo man would go and carry the staff of office of the Oba of Lagos. They even wanted to lie against IPOP that it was IPOP that shot people at Lekki Gate. Until we came out, they're all on my Facebook and Twitter. They said this is not true. And you can see their trolls were upset. Each time you expose them, you can see their trolls. They go, anytime you see like 1,000 comments on my page, it's the Buhari regime and the troll and the government officials that are upset with me. They're there trying to disprove our point, but we must make sure that we keep the trajectory going because no matter how well we're doing on the field, if there's nobody telling the story, we will still lose it to charlatans. People who didn't participate in this will claim the victory for it. And some of it is already happening.
All right. Thank you very much. So we're going to go to 5 more questions. And this time around, let's keep it short and let's keep it very simple. Just go straight to the question. I know from when I'm speaking to when you're hearing me, there's a little bit of a gap. So as soon as you hear that you can start calling, please go ahead and place your calls. Go ahead and tell us your name and your question, where you're calling from.
Chidi, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Thank you, brother Chidi from South Africa.
Okay, go ahead.
President, how are you, sir?
It's good. It's good. Just go straight to the question, sir. They have a lot of callers.
Okay. Before I go to the question, I just want to bring to your attention, Omoyele Sowore, we basically not in a river state. That's number one. You just put that to that side so that you must know. My question to you, sir, the youth are calling you now and asking you what is the way forward. Then I want to ask through you to the youth. The Nigerian youth doesn't know how to keep a leader. When you look at the youth, they put on 5 by 5. Anybody in Nigeria know how protest started in Nigeria. If you don't know, go to your calendar in 1st of October, the day Nigeria celebrated independence. Who went to, I think, headquarters to demand that the IG to address them? Who went and requested to take a picture with the guy called Fry Kamba? Nigeria youth will answer that. Why did the Nigeria youth doesn't know how to preserve the one they are coming now? If Nigeria youth, the government have succeeded in keeping Omoyele Sowore inside the prison, who are they going to be asking now? A man who left his family for over 1 year now and stays in Nigeria, go to jail for over almost 6 months. I'm an Igbo man, and I'm also the truth. Our people doesn't know how to keep what is available to them until they lose it. Why is it that the youth, not even a single banner, did I see in a video, Facebook, or anything, writing the name of Omoyele Sowore, demanding Nigeria government to drop the case they have against you? Heaven and the earth know you have not done anything wrong. You are fighting for the same people asking you now what is the way forward. And they did not find it deemed to write your name and asking the government from the list they have to say, Drop their name. You are not the leader. Let's get that clear. I'm not saying that you promote yourself as a leader. But we all say we don't have a leader. But the same cause that they put in a prison, all of us are fighting. And when we are making demand,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Your name is not included for the case. Why is it so?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much. Okay, let's take the other questions quickly, and then we'll give him a chance to respond to all your comments and your questions. And if you can keep it very short, then we can get. So we've already missed like 40 callers that couldn't get in. So once you're connected, just ask your question. He will have a chance to comment. I mean, just keep it very simple. We understand what you're trying to say. You see. So go ahead, please. Just place your calls. We will take 4 more calls. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question.
Once you're connected.
Yeah, my name is Babatope Henry Falani. I'm calling from San Diego, California. Just have some few questions for.
Just one question. Ask the most important one.
Okay, the most important question is, do Mr. Sowore think that the southern youth and the northern youth of this country have the same limitation? Do they think, does it think that there's possibility for him to get support, like massive support, from the northern youth who seems
no, he already answered that question. Is there another important one that you want to ask? Because he already tweeted it.
I'm just joining the program, so I don't know.
Sorry. He already answered. Okay, ask one more.
Okay, what's the way forward? I think somebody already has that. With all this, does you also believe that the next election can produce the kind of leaders that we need in this country?
All right, thank you very much. Guys, please, let's keep the questions coming. Let's go straight to the question. And if the questions have already been answered, we will take a new one, because you can always go back to the video and play it back, and you see where he answered some of the questions that were already thrown in. So we will still take like 3 more questions quickly, please. Let's take 3 more calls, and we will give him a chance to answer. Please, let's go ahead and ask the questions. And if we don't have any, okay, good. There's another caller. So go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This question go to Mr. Sowore.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from Italy. I called just there. Mr. Sowore, this 2019 election, after the 19 election, we did not see ANC party in any way. Even in the election, there was no ANC. You know, even in the election, there was no ANC candidate to run for the government of the state. So why?
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, we lost this person. We will take 2 more questions. Even if that doesn't make 5, we'll take 2 more questions. Actually, you know what? If we have the next call coming, we will go. Okay, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question.
My name is Mike. I'm calling from the Netherlands.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, now that Nigeria doesn't practice real democracy, and rigging is the order of the day. Even if you went to court, even if you win, they can go to court and the case will be against you. So now, how can Sowore maneuver this situation? And you see, there's a kind of colonization going on also in Nigeria. So because we are fast to protect some certain things now before that 2023. There's a colonization going. So with this situation now, so how long can we wait now? What can he do for us now that he never reached 2023 to protect us from the police killing and from the colonization that is going on?
All right.
And also, if he couldn't win the election, then what will be the next?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
So I think we can just attend to some of the questions.
One more.
Okay, one more. Okay.
Can you take one more?
Okay, so we can take one more. He'll take one more question. One more call. I think we can squeeze in one more call. So go ahead and call, and he will take your question. Yeah, caller from Nigeria, tell us your name and your question.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hello? This is Ifan calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
I was actively really involved in the protest.
Please, can you do you have a question for Shore, or you want to give us a report of what's happening in Port Harcourt?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I was really interested in the protest, and I was so annoyed when, the president in his speech, put the life of Nigerian youth and stop the protest. I want us to start, but I know it is with only protest we can get back our mandate from this wicked government. You understand? We all saw what happened in Mali 2 months ago. It was youth that made the president resign. So I want to know what is the way forward. What can we do to bring back our youth in the streets? You understand? I suggest that we put him on house arrest. If all the Nigerian youth can block government houses, because Sowore said something that we are the majority. The Nigerian youth are over 22 million, and the armed forces are less than 1 million. This was what they bet on in Mali, and they were able to topple the bad government. You understand? So, sir, can we continue with this protest? Can we barricade government houses? Place them on house arrest until they resign. It happened in Zimbabwe. Mugabe upon
Oh.
stubborn and wicked. Mugabe resigned. It happened in Gaddafi. Gaddafi was so stubborn and wicked. He resigned. It happened in Mali recently. So it cannot happen in Nigeria. So, sir, I want us to continue in this protest.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we will get a response from Omoyele Sowore. We can stop the calls for now.
So, Dr. Chidi, I think we can see that this is exactly what you and I have been talking about, to get every Nigerian to be talking about the Nigerian situation, the state of the nation. First question here is, somebody was saying that, why wasn't Sowore the beacon of the struggle? Because we didn't start on October 1, we started on August 2019. It started on August 3rd when I was arrested, and youth stood out and protested several cities around the world on August 5, 2019, and stood with me even while I was in detention and trial. And then when I came out, the struggle continued. And by August 5, 2020, there was another protest that caught the government unawares. And there was October 1, and there was on October 4th, I called on all Nigerians on my Twitter account to come out. I said, who is ready for a mass protest across the country? I got several thousands of people. I think we got close to 15,000 people replying, saying, retweeting it, and they said they're ready. And then on October 8th in Abuja, we went to the police headquarters. They brought Frank Uba to speak with. I said, we are not here for you, we need the IG. And it then became the standard for it. And then after that, the following day, young people in Abuja, having seen what we did, went out and protested. Police attacked them, arrested 4 of them. I stormed the police station, Metama police station, with a lawyer, and got them released immediately. And that emboldened a lot of people. And everywhere, before you know it, went ballistic. I'm happy about that. You see, let me tell those who are watching and listening, we don't have to claim credit for this. It's not important. That's not the most important thing is that we are sacrificing our time, our energies, our resources, and life to make a better country. Because those of us who want to claim credit may not be the ones who will benefit from it. But I think it was Dora Kingley who once said that, when others sit around in an open space and decide to plant a tree that can give shield to the children in the future, they're not planting the tree for themselves, they plant it for the future. Maybe all Showore's, maybe my role in this world is to just come and clear the road for Jaga Jaga and make the youth have a better future. If that's the only thing I'm going to do, I'm happy to do. I don't want to be the person in your flag. I don't want to be an effigy. I don't want to be the you know the person who is holding his hand as the uh, personality in any freedom struggle. I just want to be sure. I just want to do what my conscience tells me is right. I just want to do my duties. I just want to fulfill my destiny while I'm here, which is to help direct people, throw myself on the front lines to fight for freedom. Even when I was attacked in Abuja briefly by some people, I stood my ground. I said, "You can't tell me what to do. I'm here to do what I believe in." Of course, they took a piece of that and ran with it. But luckily enough, I was filming the rest of it. So please, guys, don't get upset. Or is not getting the mention from this is not what it's about. And we've just started. We just started. We have gotten anywhere yet. So anybody that is in a hurry now to claim credit, they will understand that this battle is a marathon, it's not a dash. Very soon they will understand. The second question here says support from northern youth. We're getting the support we need. But I'll tell you, years of division have crippled Nigeria's so fabric of cohesion. This is what our leaders do. They turn the North against the South, they turn Christians against Muslims, they turn Muslims against animists, because that's how it works. If this conversation about who is now being propelled and proposed as the leader of the movement, it's not by the government. The government doesn't like someone they cannot control. So they're always looking for leaders. Who are their leaders? And they're not looking for leaders that are not willing to compromise. They're looking for leaders that are soft or can be compromised. So please don't worry. Let's keep organizing. I want to see us get back to the street, home and abroad. Give whatever resources you can to support everybody who is angry and are willing to change this country. You'll be surprised that we are one people. As I mentioned earlier, they were saying that, oh, there's no NSAS problem in the north, but there's hunger and starvation problem in the north, and it's bigger than NSAS. So they weren't surprised when in Kaduna more people in Kaduna invaded palliative warehouse than did participate in NSAS across the country.
Even
more
in Jos.
In state, Jos. In fact, the Jos invasion of the palliative warehouse had more concentration of persons. Muslims, Christians, animists, Yoruba, Hausa, Birom, everybody came together to take what belongs to them. And why was it so? Because the problem of hunger, starvation, and deprivation was bigger than NSAS. And that has always been the decision. That NSAS is just the alias name for the exhibition of pent-up anger in the country. We've seen that now. Third question, next election producing the best leaders. Don't let me lie to you. We have not gotten to that point of reform that the next election can produce any credible leadership. Even the INEC chairman who was renewed is going to be working for them until they are very clear. They are very clear that this can no longer work. In fact, there's no way we can have the next free and fair elections without completely, flooding the characters in INEC. Those guys are good at rigging elections, working with criminals, and lying about free and fair elections. So take it from me. Somebody mentioned also AAC party in Edo State. We produced a candidate in Edo State. INEC went and colluded with some criminals who were trying to hijack our party and did not present our candidate. We produced a candidate, and INEC attended the primaries and said on record that our primary was the best in Edo State, on record, on TV. But they still went ahead and colluded with another person. Then, in those states, we produced a candidate. We actually had a a governorship candidate in those states. So it's not correct. But what they did in those states, the governorship candidate we produced, I don't know if he colluded, but they went and replaced his vice presidential candidate with someone else that we did not produce. with the help of INEC, this same INEC. So just to correct that, and we are still in court in Edo State, and our court case might even upturn the election in Edo State, depending on how things go. Someone said Nigeria doesn't practice real democracy. I agree with you. How can we maneuver ourselves out of this system of injustice? Protests, uprising. I've never lied about it. I don't believe that we can get to the promised land with letting Buhari and his coterie of ministers and cabinet members to navigate for us the future. They don't care about us. These guys are criminals. We are the only ones. Every man, woman in Nigeria must have a right to determine his destiny. And the only way they respect now is this protest and uprising. Again, I call on you, brothers and sisters, whomever you can talk to at home. Let's work together to get back everybody on the street until we take it back. Last question, Ifeanyi from Port Harcourt was saying, presidential speech and how can we do to get back our country? I've said it. Buhari wasn't the one giving the speech. But Buhari is a caricature of a human being. He runs an apparitional presidency, appear and disappear. So I have said it, I don't believe that Buhari is dead. No. The person you are seeing in Aso Rock is Buhari. This is the character that likes to kill people, like he did to the Shiites and the IPOB members. It's the character that likes to hide behind one finger. Buhari likes to create the impression that every bad thing he did in this world is done by someone else. That's Buhari's style. That's why you should know that the man is still alive. Buhari likes to delegate criminality to other people. Go and kill for me. I will deny that. I will behave like as if I don't know. That's Buhari. I spoke on a Yoruba program earlier today to a Ghanaian radio jockey, DJ. And I said to him, in Islam or in Northern culture, the person that Buhari is called Munafikin. So when they want to get upset with the Munafiq, they call them Munafikin Banza. Just like they will call somebody Barawo Banza, that's big thief. Buhari is a dissembler. He likes subterfuge to do bad thing and hide. And he'll be picking his teeth in the background. All of you say, it's not Buhari, it's not Buhari that did it. The man is not alive. The more you are claiming that Buhari is not alive, the more you are exculpating him from the criminality he has been committing as president of Nigeria since 2015. I told Kyle before when we met and Dr. Chidi was there, I asked him a simple question. If Buhari is not the one, are you saying that if the man in Aso Rock is Buhari, would it be better? Would he not kill IPOB members? He said no. Would he not kill Shiites? He said no. Would he respect human rights? So why are you worried about whether he's Jubrin or he has changed his alias name to Jubrin or Abu Bakr? This is Buhari for you. The man is a wicked, heartless human being. This is the only reason why you should know he's the one in charge. Because these are the characteristics of the Buhari's living things, as they used to teach us in secondary school in those days. These are his characteristics.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of human life. Corruption. This is Buhari for you.
Thank you very much for doing justice to those questions. We will continue, and because there's a lot of people calling in, I wanted this to be a sharp 1 hour interview, but I have so many people indicting me that I did not take their call. Mr. President, can we continue and take more calls?
Yes, why not, man? These are our people.
Okay, go.
You know, like this is a no hold barred interview.
Okay.
We didn't send anybody to ask questions.
All right.
And we're here to answer.
All right, caller on the line, tell us your name and where you're calling from, and go ahead to your question.
Oh, hi there. My name is Shola. I'm calling from London. Just want to discuss two issues that I think is very, very pivotal, very important to look into. I just want to ask for a start if Baba Show still believe in the revolution as in collectively as one Nigeria moving forward for a start. The reason why, secondly, is because if we say we collectively as one Nigeria, moving forward, the northerners, which, 90% of them are Muslims, do not believe in our cause. And that's the fact. I was born and raised in the north. Okay? I speak that language vividly. I've gone into the mosque and prayed in the mosque once upon a time. I can tell you they only believe in what their, religious leaders say.
Okay,
it's hard for them to separate between religion and...
sorry, I'm just gonna...
So the point I'm trying to say is this. How come...
Oh, sorry. You know what? Please... hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Please, can you just finish off because there's tons of calls coming in.
Okay, so it's very important if we have people from the north speaking, democracy in democracy term to the northerners, to the northern youth, so they can be able to separate religion from the religion aspect of their belief. If we can get people to do that, and if you think it's possible to do that, I think that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that question has been answered, but let's take this caller. Go ahead, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question, please.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
My name is Frederick Odoriga. I'm calling from Hungary.
Oh.
I greet you, my comrades.
Go ahead, Comrade Frederick.
Yeah. People are asking, how do we continue the protests? Now, for any protest, there must be a reason, and there are many reasons to protest in Nigeria. Now, first and foremost, people don't seem to be talking about the senator that sponsored thugs or hired terrorists to attack peaceful, law-abiding NSAS protesters. So we should begin to agitate that the DSS must produce that senator, because ex-assistant DSS director Dennis Amatri categorically said on Channels TV that he got information from SSS headquarters that those people driving official vehicles and importing thugs were working for a senator. Therefore, DSS should not be harboring a terrorist senator, unless if they are telling us that the 109 senators sponsored that particular senator to front for them, let us know. So we should be saying at this point that they must release that senator.
All right.
They must arrest that senator. Okay. So that is just one of the points we should be agitating for. Secondly, we should be asking them to release the corpses of the Lekki massacre, Lekki Tollgate massacre. That is another thing we should be asking for. We want to see the corpses.
All right.
So these are issues that I think we can raise subsequently before we talk about the very many other issues.
Thank you,
before that, in conclusion,
yeah.
Before all of this, we need more orientation in Hausa or Fulani language up north.
Okay.
So that they will understand, because they don't even understand their problems. They don't know that they have problems.
Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead, caller on the line. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go straight to your question.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Dr. Chidi. Good morning, sure. Yes, this is Jumoke from US. I have two questions for our president, whether she don't like it or not. Number one, the owner of the business venture called Nigeria, which is the British, do you know any of their involvement concerning your arrest? And then now that you're arrested and detained in Abuja, do you know what their perspective or their opinion about you? Because they know that, of course, by the time you become president of Nigeria, you know that the tone will change, the market will change. That is question number one. Number two, for this, our youth, yes, our youth, thank God for the faithful one among them that are fighting, a lot of them. How do we reorientate some of them that are still going to these people to collect money at the expense of other people that are fighting and at the expense of the youth that have lost their lives? How do we reorientate them?
Okay.
Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead. You guys are doing well. Just keep it short and simple. Please, we can't take WhatsApp calls. It gets very complicated because the direct lines will cut you off. Just call me on a direct line, and I'm sure 1 minute won't cost so much. Please, caller on WhatsApp, just call me on the direct line. It's easier to manage, so other calls will not cut you off. Okay, we just want to take the direct calls on the direct line, please. Hello, tell us where you're calling from, your name and your question, please.
Hi, Dr. Chidi. This is Wale calling from New York.
Go ahead, Wale.
My question is for. Before I start, I just want to commend Mr. Yele for his great spirit of activism. I'm also from Columbia University.
Okay.
And I know the. Okay, so my question is that the government is trying to close civic space in Nigeria. What is the role of civil society? How can we fight against this?
Okay, that's your question. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. You see, I like the way he kept his own very, very straight and very straightforward. That's how I want when you call, just go straight to your question so that other people will get a chance to talk. Yes, caller on the line, tell us your name and where you're calling from and your question.
Hello, Dr. Chidi. Good afternoon. My name is Amen Victor Duka, popularly known as the Revolution Prophet.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm calling from a good state, Benin City, Nigeria.
Go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, my question is about our organizational structure. I tried hammering on it, and I think I've been complaining to the wrong channel, so I decided to bring it up here. Now, I noticed that we are channeling our energies to different directions. It's not going directly to the grassroots. I don't know why that is happening. I can categorically tell you, like, today we had a meeting, and I can beat my chest and tell you that most people who report to the national do not even know that we had that meeting today. And as a result, it's hampering. I'm using this thing as a case study, and I believe that's the same issue most persons in other states may be having. As a result, you don't get resources and materials to the right people who are on ground to do the work. You find out that it's affecting the job that we're doing at the grassroots level. So I don't know why that is. That's why I'm asking this question. Is there a fault along our organizational structure, and why is that? Why is it that way?
Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. Okay, just keep the calls coming. We can take one more call, and I'm sure Omoyele Sowore will come back and do justice to all the questions that have been asked so far. So please, there's somebody that actually I would have wished that she got a chance to call in, because she's been so regular on this program, and she's done a lot of work with the movement, and she also has a program. I wish I can get her to speak, so I'm gonna try to place a call to her. She's Mama Class. I hope I'm able to get her to talk. So I'm actually calling her directly. I'm hoping she's able to pick the call. And go ahead, Mama Class.
Yeah, this is Mama Class.
Go ahead, tell us, ask your question.
Some market women and
some of our people that are not well educated, like me, as I could say, we were so worried that okay, if they try to support.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're on the phone. Go ahead.
So I will say that which area do I think that this our protest will benefit them?
Okay.
That they don't want to come out and be fighting for somebody that will jeopardize their efforts again, that will put them into another problem in 2023.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mama Class.
That they are not even ready to wait till 2023 before they come out and protest. But they scared that it just look as if I'm the only one talking about the market women, about that everybody they were talking about education, the educated people, the people that are up there, people that are okay. So,
all right. Thank you so much, Mama Class.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. I'm actually waiting on Omoyele Sowore to log back in, and we would do justice to the questions that we already have. Okay, let's just take this one last person that is calling, and then we will do justice to the questions. Go ahead, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
My name is Good Friday Ofonye. I'm calling from New York, United States. Good morning, Dr. Chidi. Good morning, my honorable President, Omoyele Sowore. I want to first of all commend your effort, Dr. Chidi and Honorable, for all you've been doing to revamp our nation, to liberate our people. My question, to be brief, is based on what is currently going on, because I remember we had an elected candidate in Edo State, and I know what is going on now between AAC that is divided, that the people like Leonard, whatever the other, his surname, I don't know. What are we doing, my honorable, to take back our AAC party from the people, the likes of Leonard? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Saying it loud and clear. A lot of questions in this segment, but the first question was about Northerners don't believe in our culture, don't believe in what except what their religion teaches them. I have said this, and I'll repeat it today. There is no more a monolithic North as we used to have before. Before, when you talk about the North, you can count from Kwara, Plateau, Benue, Taraba. You know, that was the reason why the likes of Danjuma participated in the pogrom that killed the Igbo. They saw themselves as Northerners. All the likes of, I can't name them, all these military generals, they used to be a part of the military that they call the Lantan Mafia, based on how wicked they were towards Southerners, or anybody that, but they don't exist anymore. The likes of Dongo Yaro and the rest of them. Because today, in this protest that we're having, Taraba participated fully. Plus, Plateau still have one of the biggest protests in NSAS, carrying the Nigerian flag. Benue participated. Kaduna participated. Are you still getting me?
Yes.
Kano participated. So they have sold the bogey to people for a long time that religion allows people to go hungry, they don't want them to go to school. This is what the northern leaders have done to the north. It's also what southern leaders, where one time or the other in government, have done also to the south. There is a common enemy alongside and everywhere in Nigeria. That is not to discountenance the fact that they've used religion as a powerful tool to numb people. But you also cannot accuse the northerners of the only ones using religion. The southerners are also using religion to numb people. I remember when Obasanjo was in power. Oh, the prominent people, the most prominent people in government were religious leaders, Christians. When Jonathan was in power, oh, religious leaders were getting private jets, they were flying cars to South Africa, having a great time. So, what I don't want us to confuse this is what are these people doing to the Northerners? Are the Northerners the best people in Nigeria? Are they the happiest people in Nigeria? Are they the most prosperous people in Nigeria? The answer is no. But the leaders put them in the condition they are in today. If we want to liberate Nigeria, we want to liberate humanity, I think the liberation should even start from the north. And instead of discriminating against the northern poor, we should bring them in. Let me say something, Dr. Chidi. The day northerners convince themselves that they are part of this struggle, the struggle is over in terms of victory for us. Because they are not afraid of dying. Southerners, you shoot one person, 500 people will run away, 5,000 people will run away. Northerners, the more you shoot them, the more they come forward. You know. But that's not the conversation for today. My own position is that we should be inclusive in the struggle for liberation. So that I want to see the child they call Amajiri become a doctor, a pilot. And let's see if he will remain Amajiri. This is the wickedness of Northerners towards Northerners, of Nigerians leaders towards Nigerians. You understand what I mean?
Sure.
So I get the point that brother is trying to make, who grew up in the north. I understand this thing, I understand the dynamics. But our approach to it should not be to keep the narrative that doesn't work for the common person. And me, I like the northern poor as much as I like the southern poor. Brother. That's my position. So the second question is asking how do we continue the protest? The DSS producing senator who was accused of function drugs. Let me just explain to you. Mr. Amakri is a consultant to the DSS. He was a former director of DSS in River State. He's one of the most dishonest people you can meet on earth. Amakri was sponsored by the DSS to come and claim that a senator or a former senator was funding in order to deflect attention of the public from the fact that DSS vehicles and operatives were the ones ferrying the criminals who were attacking Abuja protesters. That's what Amakri came to do. Go and check what Amakri did when I was detained. He was doing the same thing, claiming that, oh, people should wait. By the time they bring out the evidence against Sowore, he will finish Sowore, he will never talk to Sowore again. Have they brought any evidence today? He's a consultant. This man is given the job to lie, to deflect attention from. The DSS was responsible for ferrying those people. People captured them on tape. If a senator was involved, why is it that the DSS is finding it difficult to arrest the senator? If it was Sowore that was involved, would they have waited and be looking for a PR person to tell the story? Don't be fooled by what Amakri is saying. Amakri is a consultant for the DSS. He gets paid a huge amount of money every year to tell lies about the DSS. Go and check what Amakri did when I was detained. And you don't need to tell me about Amakri. Amakri's son, Sami Amakri, worked as Sahara Reporters as my video editor for years. And Amakri was Sahara Reporters to meet me. But the moment I was detained, because of money, Amakri was lying against me. I'm just telling this for the first time to the public, right? I have a picture of me and this same Amakri came to Sahara Reporters and said, this is the best media company in the world. I mean, in Nigeria, exposing, and then he started lying against me that he has information that I was planning, that I was moving money, you understand, against him. But I was the first person to hire his son at Sahara Reporters after he graduated from college. I was the person who first filed, Sahara Reporters first to file for his son's green card after he graduated from college at Sahara Reporters. I don't want to sound petty, but I'm just telling you that you can never trust Mr. Dennis Amakri. He's a liar and he's doing this to protect the DSS, which is a filthy and lawless organization. So that's as far as the DSS story is concerned. Don't believe them. There was a third question in the market said the British owner business. What do they think? What's the opinion about me? I don't care what the British think about me. It's very interesting that the Americans were very vociferous during my tension, but the British kept saying we're just watching, we're talking about to Nigerian people. They never took any position. But that's the British for you. The British sees Nigeria as their shop rights. They created Nigeria to wait for business. I've said it before, and you can't expect them to do anything different. I don't care about the British. We need to get our acts right and forget about the British. If we get our acts right, we can get the British off our backs. I have said it. Why would you have a Nigeria in the Commonwealth of Nations, which the Commonwealth members can travel to Nigeria, but Nigeria cannot travel to the Commonwealth nations? What are we doing in such a body? If I'm president of Nigeria, and I know so many of you say, don't reveal your secrets, I will reveal this one. I will pull out of the Commonwealth of Nations until every Nigerian can travel to any Commonwealth nation without a visa. Why the disparity? Why discrimination? Otherwise, I'm out of your useless Commonwealth. You understand? So please, don't worry about this. I have a question from role of civil society. um, Civil society has become evil society in Nigeria. So many of them are embedded with government people. Embedded, they are in bed with government. They are using them. In fact, a lot of civil society groups are the neck upon which the government rotates. Today, I was also being told that a civil society group has taken a contract from the government to blame Falana and his son Faz as the cause of the carnage in Nigeria. It's a civil society that sued Sarah Reporters and myself on behalf of the Attorney General of the Federation when we accused him of corruption. Civil society. Civil society has become evil society in Nigeria. Evil society. Some, I'm not saying all of them. So revolutionary structure in Benin. Please, let's have this conversation privately. You can reach Dr. Chidi, he will direct you. We don't have enough resources. You know, when this protest was happening, I was surprised that some people raised over 150 million naira, close to 120 million naira for protests. We didn't raise up to 2 million naira, but we did fantastic because we don't want to make it about money, but we respect those who are raising money. So it would have been our happiness to raise enough berets and t-shirts. We have berets that we're trying to make. I don't want to mention where. We just need 2 million naira. We can't get the berets. It's been 6 months just to get our berets, about 1,000 berets out there, because we don't have money and we don't have godfathers. But some people have been very ingenious. Whatever we can, we'll get across to you. Please reach us through Dr. Chidi or anybody, or you can reach me directly. He knows how to reach me. Just reach out to him and we can figure out how to keep supporting you in Benin. We just don't have that kind of money. And I go to Mama class. She's doing a fantastic job of helping us to raise funds in diaspora and supporting groups. And we continue to do that. She said, how do we get market women support? Please, I go to market women, but it took them a while to understand because they have become used to the idea of the 500, 5,000 naira way of doing things. And they're joining us. Well, whomever can direct us to market women groups, the Susu groups, village groups, wives of, police, anybody we can get, we are ready, please. The other question is, how do these protests benefit them? Well, we have to reach them in the language they understand, and I'm willing to do that. We are willing to do that. We need to send posters, flyers, explaining things to them. And a lot of our people in Lagos and Abuja are going to markets to explain things to them. We've had a bunch of them join us. Then the last question is about AC, so AC, and I tend to hijack AC. This is a government project, but where we are now is a good place. When we are done with we have figured out how they're trying to hijack. It has the imprint of INEC and some government officials. When we are done with NSAS, we will occupy INEC as the authentic AC members until they respect our right to form a legitimate political party that cannot be hijacked. Is the legal department of INEC they are using one woman like that? Who I don't want to mention her tribe so that it doesn't become a tribal issue. I've met them and we know what they are doing. But let's finish with what we're doing and we'll go back to that. So, guys, thank you so much. I will take the next set of questions, but Dr. Chidi, I will ask that you let me off as soon as possible because calls are coming in from all over the country, as you can imagine,
I
relating to
know.
what's going on.
I know. Okay, guys, we're just gonna take the last set of questions. Just go straight to the question, please. Just go straight to the question. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. I'm Ifeanyi from Port Harcourt. I called earlier, but President Oga Sowore, he didn't get the question, so I'll repeat myself in less than 2 minutes. This is what I said, sir. We saw the weight of the entrance protest. The people in the SRR, they supported us and they went to different consulates and they also protested. But I don't understand why we have to back down now. We need to still occupy the street.
But you see, if no, sorry, because we need to move on. He answered that question. He said we need to be on the street. He's on the same this thing with you. He said everybody should go back to the street. Okay, so he actually attended to that question. Let's take another caller. Okay, thank you.
All right, sir.
Yeah. So, guys, please, if a question has been asked before and it has been answered, let's just leave it. By the way, there are so many other things going on. There's a Zoom meeting of We Move. There's another Zoom meeting involving Ghanaian dams. All of those things are going on. You can join them. Please don't think we're doing this because we don't want to join that one. It's just that it took me a while to get Omoyele Sowore to come on my show, and I don't want to miss that opportunity. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from, and go to your question.
Hello, Dr. Didi.
Go ahead.
This is Rashid calling from Calgary.
Go ahead.
I'm just here regarding like a message to our fellow Muslim brothers from the north and all around Nigeria.
Okay.
Like we keep hearing from them that it is un-Islamic to stand for your right. Like it is un-Islamic to be protesting. But if we look in the Holy Quran itself, like to be specific, in chapter 4, An-Nisa, verse 136 of the Holy Quran, like God has stated that, O ye who believe, be strict in observing justice and be witness for Allah, even though it be against yourselves or against parents and kindred, whether he be rich or poor. Allah is more regardful of them both than you are.
Okay, so what's the question, please, or the comment? Because there's so many calls and Sowore wants to go.
Yeah, like I just wanted to make that quote that the idea that we protesting against, like protesting is un-Islamic, like that is, like it doesn't make sense for this quote from the Quran. So whoever is telling you this, like you can just quote this to them and let us spread the message.
Thank you so much, Rashid. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so let's have the calls coming. Hello, tell us your name and where you're coming from.
Hello, my name is Nelson Akinekwe. I'm calling from Maryland, U.S. The question I have for Mr. Sowore is this. Please, Mr. Sowore, can you tell us, if you become the president of Nigeria, can you see how you can make the Nigerian government go into so far agreement with the U.S. government? Because I know that whenever the U.S. government are involved in a country, they try to do everything to improve that country. That's my question, please.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for keeping it short and simple. So let's take 2 last questions and we'll go back to Mr. Omoyele Sowore. So go ahead. 2 more questions and we will go back. 2 more questions. Okay. Go ahead. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question, please.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes. My name is Babatunde Ifeanyi Famutumi. I have a question. The MSAS protest, is there a possibility in the future where we can have a kind of unity between the Revolution Now movement and the IPOB and maybe some other big organizations in Nigeria that are for human rights, so that we can continue the MSAS protest, so we can continue it and let's keep going on?
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And now we'll take the last question for this last segment. Go ahead, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
Hi, it's Kemi from UK. Hi, Dr. Chidi and Omoyele.
Hi, Kemi. Go ahead.
My question is, hi. My question is it true that most or if not all of the things that are happening with impunity in Nigeria, like the unabated herdsmen killings, the police killings, things like that, and for example, the inability to have referendum to vote for a new country for people who want that. Is it true that all of these things are given legal backing by the Constitution? And if it's true, why isn't what's it called? The reason for our protest or revolution, why isn't it focused more on changing the Constitution? If what I asked first is correct, why isn't it focused on that? Why is it only focused on answer?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now we will go back to Mr. President to do justice to the questions that we have thrown at him. Thank you so much. I know you've been from one program to another program. I don't know where you get this trend, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Listen, Dr. Chidi, let me thank you so much, but let me thank mostly your callers, your viewers, and our supporters. One thing I need to say before I start answering this question is that you see the solution to the problem of Nigeria can be found everywhere. The solutions are lying everywhere, even inside dustbin. Look at the articulate questions that people are asking, you know, and these are Nigerians. They are not white people. They are not some people from the moon or from Mars. They have the solutions, but what is wrong with us is that we always reserve our best positions for the dumbest in our community and our society. That's how we end up the way we are. That's how we end up the way we are. One of the things, and I'm still speaking about my little worries, one of the things I fought against when we were campaigning, Dr. Chidi, is when I would hear young people say to me, Mr. Sowore, people say they don't know you. It's okay. Now you know me. And then they'll say, Mr. Sowore, they say you have no experience. I said, wow. At the age of 47 in 2018, 48 in 2019, 49 and 48 in 2019, and now 49 in 2020. What experiences do I need? And the people you vote for, who you claim have experience, what have they done for you? Buhari has been head of state before, a lot of experience. He came back again. What did he do for you? Obasanjo has been head of state before, 1978, 79. He has experience. Came back 2000 up to 2017 or thereabout. What did he do for you? They'll be looking at me. And then same people, young people, Dr. Chidi, went and started queuing up behind Atiku. They call themselves articulators. I was like, are we ready? Yes. Yes, this happened in 2019. That's how we end up where we are now. But having said that, let me go to the questions. Thank you guys again for your amazing questions. I took down these questions.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Sorry, just do us this favor. This is what we normally do on our program. We have a super chat question, and whenever we have a super chat, we just do them that special honor of taking them promptly. Someone says this super chatter is Enahoro Ema. Just a flash question. It says, Baba Show, this struggle is a marathon. No? Are you making plans to get the wife and kids to come visit? But it not be firewood. Though. I wish I could have answered that question, but please just touch it because that's a super chat question.
Yeah. So, yes, thank you for the supercharged personal question you're asking. Yes, I'm with my wife and children, but you know that by way of digital technology, you don't have to see your wife before things can happen, right? But as
Thank
on a
you.
serious note,
Thank you.
yes, uh, we you see, families are very important in this whole scenario. What am I fighting for? For the safety of families to have the right education, right health care. They have roads that can take them on their last destinations or their final destinations. To have the opportunity to go on vacation, you know. So when people ask me, which is one of the dumb questions they ask, why did you bring your wife and children? I said, this is not a battle for children.
I'm telling you.
So when the children grow up, based on the direction parents have given them, they will chart their own course. They are suffering enough that they can't see their father in the last 1.5 years. My wife hasn't seen me since July 2019, right, except digitally. Uh, but here we are, we're standing here. I'm not running away. If I want to run away, I'm telling you those who are listening, it's possible. In fact, the Nigerian government will be happy if I arrange my departure and escape so that they can be using that. Showore has run away. The Showore that asked you to go and fight. He's now in the US, he's in Ghana. We saw his footstep. He passed through Benin. Even if they are the ones who were sick, I said, I'm not running away. I'm not willing to leave this country until it is changed. Whatever it will cost, I will give it. That's my position. So thank you for that super question. Which is a question that will be addressed at another symposium discussion.
Yes,
Only
so
people,
yes,
as
so
Shola used to likely.
yes.
So Maryland question said, if you become president, would you have an agreement? No, someone said those who are saying that testing is un-Islamic, that they are wrong. You don't need to be uh, a Muslim to know that. In fact, there's a hadith in the Quran that is very clear about oppression. He warned leaders in that hadith. I don't know exactly how to quote it. I could have read it if I was prepared for it. It said, that whenever there's a supplication from the from the oppressed to Allah, that there's no barrier between the oppressed and the Allah. The oppressed and Allah. He said because it's so important to Allah that even if the oppressed is an unbeliever, he will still get the same attention from Allah as if he was a believer. So when people are telling you that, it's un-Islamic, they are desecrating the Quran. They want to use the Quran to fool you. Allah supports fighting against oppression. Christianity supports fighting against oppression. Even animism supports fighting against oppression. Buddhism supports fighting against oppression. All these countries, it's as if fighting against oppression is like a country that runs through all bodies in the world and non-religious bodies. So I agree with you, brother. They cannot fool us with the Quran. They can't fool us with Islam. They can't fool us with Christianity. They can't fool us with any religion. Because it seems like every religion accepts the notion that we must all fight against oppression and we need freedom and liberation. The person from Maryland said, if you become president, will you have an agreement with the US government to improve Nigeria? True. But I also have an agreement with the US government to improve the US. Because sometimes when I hear what comes out of the US, I feel like you guys need help too. And if you have a Nigerian president that knows what he's doing, he can help the US too. Because the US is not exactly this country that you call kosher, where there's a lot of things going wrong in the US. Look at what happened with George Floyd, police brutality. In fact, the Nigerian government uses police brutality. They beat their chests over police brutality by saying, maybe it happens in the US too. So we will have a tripartite, a two-way agreement in which you can help us and we can also help you. For someone who have lived in the US for 20 years, there's no story you can tell me about the US. I've seen the US inside out. Like they used to say in Nigeria, You know, sometimes when the breeze blows, you see the U.S. foul Nyash. I've seen it, but that's not a big deal. And if the U.S. is willing to help, we will totally embrace them. Well, they don't help and they want to violate our dignity and our sovereignty, we'll be able to tell them. We will define for them what we understand by human rights. Because sometimes the US also goes out of its way to violate rights of its citizens and non-citizens. Number three here, Babatunde said, NSAS protests, could you have IPOB and others join? This was my dream. And Dr. Chidi was there when I met with Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. I said to Kanu, wow, we have this amazing organization, amazing collaboration that have you and us working together to fight oppression, to fight a revolution. And you'll be surprised after the revolution, you won't need to be shouting Biafra anymore because what are the Biafrans looking for? Justice. What are Oduduwa people looking for? Justice. What are the Arewa oppressed looking for? Justice. Dr. Chidi was there. And I think we also streamed this on Facebook when we met. I asked him directly, let's join hands together. But one thing that is encouraging this time around is that I think Kanu is also talking a lot about the revolution. I hear him using the word more frequently than he used to. And he's a great friend of mine. I would never deny him because I find him to be very intelligent. He has his position on issues. And some of you might disagree with me, but I'm not going to fall for Nigerian government propaganda over how we liberate ourselves. We might have differences, we might have issues, we might have opinions about strategies. People say that to me all the time. But what I don't doubt is that if we can find a common ground, we can expel all our oppressors at once and then settle back and enjoy our freedom. So if it is restructuring you want to do, it will be in the constitution. If it's referendum you want, like somebody mentioned, it will put it in the constitution. Even if we want to divide at that point, we will be able to decide how we want to divide and decide the boundaries without killing ourselves. But I believe that Biafrans, Oduduwas, and Arewas, or whomever you may be, if you get the justice we need, just like Nigerians are in Canada now and having a great time there, I won't say a good life, but a great time there. Why is it that you are not trying to separate from Canada? Why are all the Nigerians not saying, in this Canada, we want to create our own Nigerian nation? Because we are not satisfied with the Canadian nation. Because on Friday, all of you get paid. They have never had an employer that says, we can pay you on Friday or 2 weeks' time. And then you go to the club and you go and buy food. When those basic necessities are met, why are you looking for secession? And when you want to drive your car, you drive to anywhere you want. The roads are good. You can send your children to school. Why would you need to break up? For free. When you are sick, the hospitals will treat you. And instead of getting out of hospital in Nigeria in 1 month, you can get out in 2 hours. Why would you want to break up from such a country? But what I keep saying to people who want to break up is that be careful what you are breaking up into. Because if you go and break up into the mafia corner, and then they start dealing with you after the breakup, you'll be like, I want to go back home. And you'll be like, no, you're not going back. We must kill you. There's a lot of bad people in Nigeria, in current Nigeria, who will go back to the different republics that they're asking to be broken up into. You understand what I mean? So, but again, these are some complex conversations to make when a lot of minds are made up. And I don't blame people who are made up their mind that Nigeria is not worth dying for, it's not worth fighting for. But I wonder if any part of Nigeria will be worth dying for, fighting for, without a revolution. Because when you break up, you then discover that you need a revolution in the new republic you have found yourself for you to breed. Because the bad people will just follow you there. Odidua, you will now have Bola Tinubu to contend with. MC Oluomo, MC this, MC that, Jaga this, Jaga that, Otumba this, Otumba that. Otumba killer, Otumba finisher, you know, and then Otumba collect land, Otumba, you know, collect your wife, Otumba overtake your area, Otumba cults, you know, Otumba gangster. We have all of them. Then you'll not be like, I wish I stayed in Nigeria for the state of Abuja, now where I come from, because now you have an enclave in which you are emasculated. That's what I've explained to people. And nobody, when I ask, because the doers said they want to break up on October 1, I asked them, I love it. But when we break up, what are we going to practice? Is it going to be a parliamentary government or, you know, a presidential government? Nobody could tell me. They kept pointing to a guy in Ibadan. They say, he's a leader. He has already said it. And the guy in Ibadan, after October 1, we have not heard from him because the state had him, they had his balls under this class. So we got a long way to go, but this is, like somebody said, do you know this is a marathon? Of course, because Sowore is a marathon runner. So how can I opt for a dash? In real life, I do marathons. Dr. Chidi tells me not to be bragging about it because he can't run, but yeah, but I like to say. So yeah, please, this is on a lighter side. This number 4 question is it true? Killings, referendum, no legal backing in the constitution? Of course. I have always said that the Nigerian constitution is useless. The constitution of Nigeria is not what the paper upon which it is written. One of the things we want to do immediately in this our revolution, and it's part of our demands in revolution now, is to abrogate the constitution and create a new constitution that has the imprimatur and the signature and the input of everybody. It must include necessarily a clause for referendum that anybody who is not satisfied in the current Nigeria has a right to secede, but the secession will go through a referendum, a yes and no question. That's been my position. The constitution will also address every other fundamental issue, including what kind of country we want, what is justiciable and what is not justiciable. You know, what constitutes a crime, why, if the military can intervene in civil matters, all those things. Go and look at the South African Constitution. It anticipated everything. It's the reason why today you cannot arrest anybody for planning a protest in South Africa. Go and look at Malema. Malema can go to the parliament and insult the president and walk to his house on foot. Nobody will touch him. If you insult Buhari in your house on Facebook, I met a guy yesterday, 3 days ago, I think 3 days ago, at the Federal Criminal Investigation Department, FCID of Nigerian Police Force. He has been languishing in detention since April 2nd, 2020, because he made a comment against Buhari on Facebook and WhatsApp. His name is Solomon Akuma. Spent since he's been there. When they took him to court last week, they added additional charges. Even though the IPO said this man has no capability to carry out the threats, he was just playing. But the people in the north who are followers of Buhari, who are threatening Aisha Yesufu, they have not been arrested. They've called for her to be killed. The imams are calling for her death. Why is that? Is she less superior than Buhari? And the Buhari they are protecting with these criminal cybercrime laws or terrorism laws is himself a killer. Why is Buhari not under arrest for killing people? And the person who drops a message on Facebook for the claim threatening Buhari has been languishing in jail. It's very sad. Last question is the question of marathons. Sowore, do you know this is struggle is a marathon? Of course, Sowore does. With due respect to all of you, Sowore has been doing this for 30 years. That must count for a marathon. And I still believe that we haven't gotten there yet. Been to prison, 10 different times, including as recently as last year, where I spent 5 months in detention, solitary confinement most of the time, threats. Since I left detention December 24th, 2020, they have sued me like 8 different times. Pastors, imams, the Attorney General of the Federation, the governor, everybody that I could sue. Any story they saw as a Harry Potter, they sue me for it. But they don't sue Bola Tinubu for stories on The Nation and TVC. They don't sue Nduka Abiagbena for stories in this day. They don't sue the operators of Daily Trust for stories that they, but everything is Showore. They keep suing me. I get, they keep sending me summons every day. And when we go to court to challenge these illegal actions, the judges are playing games with us. Last week, the Court of Appeal threw out our appeal for the relaxation of the bill because he said, oh, one of the pages wasn't signed. Who was going to sign it? Mandate, who was my co-accused, who's been restricted to Shogbo. How does he get to Abuja when he's restricted to Shogbo? You understand? Look at the dilemma. Well, guys, I have spoken and I've heard you. It's 5 p.m. We've done almost close to 2 hours. I love you guys. And I hope whatever you can do to support what's going on at home, please don't look back. I'm not saying financial support alone. Keep participating in this. Liberation and freedom is near if we don't give up, if we persevere. So just want to say, Aluta continua, Victoria Sata, revolution now. And thank you so much for doing this, Dr. Chidi. Oh man, you got energy. And great thanks to Erica, Queen Mother. Thank you so much for sending the background and supporting this course. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Omoyele Sowore. Just before you go, on behalf of everybody that is live now, we want to thank you. We know it's not easy for you to do what you're doing. We can actually see it physically that you're drained, but you're just holding on to get to the end of this show. You had an interview before this. You are in a place where your condition is not so good, but you still keep giving your best. So I want to thank you on behalf of all of us. We're really very, very, very grateful that you stayed till the end. And I know you're fighting with so many things. You're fighting with light. You're fighting with your phone dying. You're fighting with your data cutting off. So many things.
Yeah, because
I know.
we always like.
I know.
Guys have core and
a lot of people don't.
So
a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, and I appreciate all of you, man.
Thank you so much.
I wish that I could have like a power bank that works for 24 hours. I wish like you guys can provide us with body cams that shows everywhere we go when protesters go out. But you can't do everything either. You tried your best. You send 50 billion naira to Nigeria every year to keep the economy going, and yet you can't vote. And this is unacceptable. But we will make this happen.
Sure.
There's no going back.
Sure. In fact, now that you've said it, I know I've been wanting to say it. If you know that you can provide us with body cameras, if there's any way that you can assist what is going on back home, please do so. I know, yeah.
A lot of our colleagues also use like even cheap phones, to
record stuff that's going on. Yeah, if you can sponsor data and all of that.
Data to our colleagues, comrades who are on the front lines. What happened and what worked so much in this last protest was the fact that as people were fighting, they were providing them water, some kind of little snacks, food. They're providing them with medical help. We were providing legal help through Femi Falana and other lawyers.
Yeah.
That young guy.
Yeah, sure.
Who sued Buhari successfully got that SIM card case. These guys are all working. So whatever you can do. I personally hate to ask for financial help because, our people are also very interested. They're very quick to say, oh, I'm the one feeding Showore. I don't want anybody to feed me. I'd rather go home.
All right. I'm going to let you go.
I also cannot forget that people are supporting every effort we're making from diaspora. Thank all of you. I can't mention your names because you don't mention my names.
Thank you very much, Omoyele Sowore. God bless you and please stay safe.
Thank you, Dr. Chidi.
Okay, bye bye. Yeah. Okay, guys. So that was Omoyele Sowore, and there is so many things that we can talk about with him, and but we thank all of you who sent in your questions. Sorry if we couldn't get your questions to him. You can continue the conversation in our chat room. All right. So thank you, my people. Please keep supporting us. Keep on, just keep supporting us, and till we come your way next time, from Dr. Erica, from all of us in the Toronto studio of Worship Media. My name is Dr. Chidi. I love you and stay safe. Bye bye.